I love having people come on the show because it's easier to do the show. And it's probably the easiest when Josh Sharp comes on because he's got a lot to say. He's involved in a lot of pinball. And so Josh Sharp comes back for episode 217 of Coast to Coast Pinball. Let's go. Welcome to Coast to Coast Pinball. My name is Nate Shivers. This is the podcast commentary. I'm a man at a quarters. How are you all doing? Welcome. Coming to you not live here tonight on Thursday, February 4th, 2016 in San Diego, California. But we're going to get on the phone to Chicago, Illinois with Mr. Josh Sharp to do a little sharp shooting here. So let's do this.
Sharp shooting.
Welcoming back to Coast Pinball, Mr. Josh Sharp. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man.
Are you hiding in the basement?
I'm hiding in the basement, looking over the Illinois State Championship game list and putting my Post-it notes around my games that need to be fixed.
So you chose Illinois to play in yourself, I'm assuming, since you're hosting the event?
I did. It's what I call the shortest drive.
The walk downstairs?
It helps. Although trying to manage, Amanda may leave me with both kids that day as well, since Zach and my dad will be here. So it might be interesting to have to change a diaper midway through the state championship. We'll have to see how that goes.
So did your father, the legendary Roger Sharp, did he make the state championship?
He made it.
He made it
in
Illinois. That's good.
I was motivated to after Expo, which is sort of like the big Illinois event every year.
Yeah.
I was motivated to run an event at my house that I ran last year, a charity event, because my dad was not above the cut line. And I figured, hey, let's get one more decent-sized event for the state. And he did really well at my place. I think he finished one spot below I did. He almost beat me.
And were games that he designed in this tournament?
They sure were.
Oh, so incestuous, Josh Sharp. Josh Sharp, I tell you what. No, I'm just kidding. I know you still got to play the game. You still got to play
the games. Oh, believe me, I had a couple of lasts on my own games with 35 people. It was awful.
That's not good. So 3 Sharps out of the 16 in Illinois.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's a whatever. It's a 1/5 chance that one of us will win. Although
Close.
Zach and I had a 50% chance of winning Papa 2 years ago, that did not help.
We have an email for you later in the show about concerning that, actually, sort of. Okay, so I wanted to cover something quickly. You guys had a post on the IFPA website, ifpapinball.com. Josh is, of course, the president of the International Flipper Pinball Association.
Yeah, what did I post?
You posted that in 2015 that you saw growth in total numbers of players of 32% over 2014. That earns a bonus in my world. I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah, but how does shareholders happy with that?
The shareholders should be happy with that. That's really good. Yeah. Pinball's still growing. Competitive pinball's still growing.
Very good year, for sure.
Also saw a increase in tournaments run. We had 16,436 IFPA endorsed tournaments in 2015. That's 23% above 2014.
That's not right.
Oh man, I'm just reading off your website.
You say 16,000 events.
Okay, that's not right.
Okay.
Hold on, time out. Total number of events was 2,727. There were 16,436 players who played in the events.
And that sounds correct.
Okay, that's right.
So I was surprised.
That's scary.
I thought this may be the 1 year that the number of events was going to go down.
11% up.
I know, because this was the first year that we were actually grading the events. So back in the day, since everything had its own guaranteed minimum value of points.
Yeah, me and my dog could get 25 Whopper points.
Yeah, so it's everyone would just run whatever crap you could run and just run as many events as you can. And that wasn't the case for 2015, but more events were still run, which is even awesomer, if that was a word. Awesomer than I would have predicted.
It really goes to... Okay, so we were talking before I came on the air about a certain friend of ours, acquaintance of ours, frenemy of yours, friend of mine, who has recently gotten into competitive pinball, and you were surprised. And you said, hey, it's kind of like you, because a few years ago, I was the guy going, I don't need to play in tournaments. That's not fun. That's not what I'm into. And now I love it.
It's a different bag, right? It's different and it's fun in its own way and completely different than playing a game for fun.
There was this weird moment when I realized that. So I think there's like this hill that's like you go up where you're like, okay, I'm into this now, and you get to this hill and you're like, wait a minute, pinball's not fun now unless I'm playing it to win.
Right.
But then you come off that hill and you go, no, wait a minute, I still love pinball.
Yeah, I've found it much harder over the years to play for fun, which is a little, I don't know, it's like self-disturbing to myself that like I can't go down and just not play the game the most like optimal way to play it for scoring or whatever.
You know, I know what that feels like, and I've had that same thought. I've stood in arcades by myself, you know, when I'm just out playing, and thought, wow, this Firepower game was so much fun at Expo in the Classics tournament, but here by myself, I'm a little bored. No, I mean, maybe not that extreme, but there is that edge, and some people really lament that and know that and sort of resent that, I think. Yeah,
no, it's true. But Firepower, hopefully my boss isn't listening, but Firepower is no longer in my collection because I could only play it, you know, the spinner all day way, and just couldn't wrap my head around like somehow choosing to not play that way. And then like what? Like not get a high score? Like what are you playing for? It didn't like does not compute.
Do you think that changes with modern games that have these deep rule sets and these modes that you might just say?
I think so. And even like you know, I find the best games, you know, that's the strategy is the same either way, but obviously the depth of some of these games, like in tournament mode with no extra balls, like wizard modes get quickly pulled off the table as far as reachable. So like my Walking Dead, I actually put it back to factory just to see if I could like get to last man standing and play around with some of the you know, the deeper wizard modes in the game that like I will not hit on 3 balls with the way my game's set up.
Well, and somebody was telling me the other day about multiple crank it ups on a Metallica in one session, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to get to crank it up twice on my Metallica. It's brutal.
Yeah, I haven't. That'll be probably the next one that I turn, you know, my extras back on and really go at it. But that was, I mean, I grew up for years with extras on, and it really beat me up in tournament play because that adjustment to 3 balls only is a huge like psychological leap towards like
big.
Like knowing that it's like, you know, 3 strikes and you're out and there's no way that you can extend your game. And it changes the way you play, both like strategically and like emotionally. Just the pressure of knowing that, you know, if you botch a ball, that's a third of your game. That's not like, well, I might get 2 extras down the road if I eventually do this. And now having played, you know, Walking Dead with extras back on, it's like, I blew a ball. Oh, there's my extra. It's as if I'm starting over again.
You know, the game,
and that feeling never happens.
Totally, and I think the games that really, for me, that I'd played a lot, that when I started popping into tournaments and thinking, oh, I got this game. I know that Twilight Zone and Addams Family. Not having extra balls blew my mind on those games.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. All right, so we've confirmed that Whoppers have ruined pinball, so we've got that out of the way early.
Year by year,
it's ruining pinball, even though it's getting more people to play, I think. So, we're coming up into a very busy time for the IFPA because we're gearing up for the state championship series, which will lead us into the national championships and the women's championship, which will then ramp right into IFPA 13.
It's crazy. The good thing is that like once that Papa IFPA weekend is over, I'm done being an a-hole to my family. It's like a Band-Aid from like whatever 3 weeks from now, like, and I'm just looking into booking my flight to Vegas. Like once that happens, I'm gonna be like probably sleeping on the couch for like that month. But then it's gonna be good until like Expo. I got like the whole like 4 months off or whatever. It's fantastic.
Well, there's Pinburg.
Oh God!
See, I'm here to fix you. I got you. But the sandwiches, Josh, the sandwiches.
Yeah. No, that can't talk about that.
I got email. I had emails. I had people saying, "Hey, man, I won't tell anybody which sandwich."
Right.
So I'm going to start just sending like GPS locations of like a Burger King or something.
You better not leak out the sandwiches, man.
No.
You see what happens with Ghostbusters. Can't leak it out.
Oh, we're going to go there, are we?
We can go there. We can go there now. Later.
Let's come back to that.
Next week.
Leaks. Okay, so state championship series. Pretty active threads on different forums about the lead up to that. The game lists are being populated. Lots of talk this year about something I think I brought up last year was people playing in their own state, out of their state, etc. We did the Bob Matthews watch. He's going to Texas.
And he decided way early.
Was there pressure on Bob?
No, I think the first year, when the first year was new for everyone, so nobody really knew sort of the process. But he, I remember talking to him even with a couple of months to go in the season, maybe it was at Expo. And, he already knew. I'm like, hey, do you know where you're going yet or any idea? And he talked about, the reasons that, Texas was a good spot for him with, family and whatever. And then, of course, bouncing around and trying to – he's enjoying, and he travels enough for tournaments as it is, but being able to participate in as many different state championships as possible is something that interests him. And I think that's great. If he earns the right to do it, he doesn't get to do it for free. But if he earns the right, then bully for him is what I say. And
sure,
some people disagree with that.
Well, okay, so play the other side of it. What was the best argument you heard or read this year of sort of the other side that people are arguing no, man, make people either stay home or declare super early? Did you hear anything that was oh, that's actually compelling?
No. Wait, did I hesitate?
No,
Hold on.
You didn't.
No, the only issue that was brought to light that I saw value in was actually from Taylor
about Virginia and the DC thing
from the other podcast.
You say that like there's another podcast. There's 15 other podcasts, but yeah, from Taylor VA. Obviously, Virginia VA had brought to light some issues with players in that Maryland, DC, Virginia area.
Yes, there was some multi-state tournament stuff that was going on that actually, it ended up with, at least for Bob Matthews, there's the argument of the dude showed up to Texas and he won a bunch in Texas, and that's why he's coming back to Texas. And, Taylor's point was, hey, there's these dudes coming to Virginia that have never been to Virginia this year.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
And I wanted to see where things shook out in terms of before, he was the hypothetical situation of that happening isn't really something that I gave two craps about, because people make decisions all the time that it ends up being a non-issue.
But he was right.
But he was right because of the decisions that the people made, and there were two people that got screwed. But what's pretty funny is Taylor shot me an email this week, or maybe it was last week. Those people ended up canceling, and now it doesn't impact the Virginia field at all.
Oh, well, that's good.
So
that's good.
It's one of those. We were both right. In principle, he was right, and ultimately, the field for Virginia is going to be the same as it would have been either way. That rule would have been, which is good.
Was there a rule change made after that?
There will be for next year.
There will be for next year. Just basically, you can't earn points in a state where the tournament's not being held.
Correct. It's going to be based on where the final is of that tournament. And you can only hold a final. Well, I guess you can hold a final across state lines if there's a building that I guess stretches. Let's not get into that.
Oh, Mr. Hypothetical here. Okay.
Right.
All right.
I'm going to build a building that's at the four corners of Oklahoma and Colorado, blah, blah, blah.
There are not four corners of those states. It's New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona.
Dude, I don't know. I'm from Chicago.
I know. Flyover state guy. That's fine. So I will say this: through all of these conversations, you take a lot of heat, and a lot of people kind of come at you or come at IFPA.
I love it.
And you're really good about it because you do listen. You blow people off pretty well too, but you do listen.
No, through all the, the whining on Pinside, at least when it comes to, the stuff that is IFPA related, I look at whining as people that are interested in having an opinion about it.
They care.
And to me, that's way better than them. And we've talked about it 100 times. I'd rather have the hate mail than no mail.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. So how many states are having championships this year?
35.
Man.
One in D.C. DC's having their own thing.
How many provinces?
And 6? 7? I don't know. Look it up.
I don't even know how many provinces there are. That sounds like all of them to me.
Right. I don't know. It's in Canada. Who cares?
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
Come on. They care. Good.
But believe me, there's a Canadian that's the current U.S. national champion.
Yes, that's true. This is true. Okay, so then the winners from those tournaments are then invited to the national championships, correct?
Correct.
Is it just the winners, or is it?
It's one spot. It's one representative per state/province/district.
Yep.
So a maximum of let's just say there's 6 Canadian provinces. So 42. There'll be 42 players at nationals maximum, and the representative can either be the state champ or the runner-up.
There are 6 indeed provinces. You got that right.
Hey, good. All right.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, and that's going to happen at the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas?
It is. March 17th, 16th, 17th, whatever that Thursday is.
Okay, so I also want to bring up, at that same weekend, besides you holding a big pin golf event to make your life even more stressful.
Hey, and it's a circuit event.
A circuit event?
We just found that out.
That's good. When did that happen?
Over the last week,
Excellent.
They confirmed that we'll be back as a circuit event, even though the calendar is sort of weird because the circuit final actually hasn't happened yet. So we're actually a 2016-17 circuit event, which will technically start before the 15-16 season ends.
I think I understand.
Okay.
Okay. So also, the first annual IFP Women's World Pinball Championship also happening on the 17th. I think that's very cool. The participants have been set.
They have.
It's a list of like killer players. I have lost to quite a few of these names on this list. So that's pretty exciting. What's been the response as people sort of got their invites and people signed up?
I've been, and I think I got onto some thread with like the Pittsburgh Pinball League people on Facebook about, the typical, like, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Are we highlighting women, or are we, highlighting women not playing against men? That age old argument of like, is it good or bad?
Yep.
And the only response I had to that was like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I don't know. I know that I'm not the one that can make that determination. So I took it upon myself to create this thing and then ask the women if they want to play in it, through registering or telling me to go F myself and that this is a really terrible idea. So, we were looking for 16 spots, and normally I would email like the top 100 and just to know that I'm doing this. And instead I emailed the top 25 and was like, all right, well, let's, see how this goes. And if out of 25 I get, 21 middle fingers and 3 nice no's and one person who's like, this is awesome, then I'd write back to the one person and say, this is probably not going to happen. I'm sorry, this is not a good idea. But we filled all 16 spots out of the 25 with one alternate. There were a couple of women that, wrote back and just, didn't want to support this, which is fine, which is something that I would assume there was a likelihood that could have been the majority answer.
Sure.
But it was clearly not the majority answer.
Sure.
They were very, very excited about it. Very excited about it. Which was really awesome to feel. That I feel like I was like doing them a service, which was really cool.
Sure. We brought this up on a previous show, and I can't find I'm digging for an email, but someone wrote into me with their opinion on this, and I think the gist of her email was, it's great because I think her point was, if you look at the finals of all the major tournaments over the past like 2 years, I think she said there was some really low number of female participants in like the finals of all of these major tournaments. And she said, just getting this many more women in a really pressure-filled tournament where it is a world championship is only going to help those players compete better in the open fields. And I thought that was actually a pretty good point.
And the hope, since the qualification process is still based on their rank,
Yep.
and their rank is only based on open play, against men, hopefully there's a motivation there for women to qualify next year in the top 16. And the only way they can do that is by getting out and playing more. So hopefully that works itself out. We also, I had emailed, a bunch of the higher ranked ladies about, I was looking to create a logo for it that was different and something unique for them. And that didn't go anywhere. That was the not good special part of it.
Oh,
so
I see what you're saying.
and which was totally cool. I'm like, I have no idea if I'm, an a-hole or not. And they told me I was with the logo, which is great. So we scrapped it. But we didn't have to scrap the tournament because the support was overwhelming. So
you have some international people coming in for that, don't you?
we do. The Pecks are coming in from New Zealand.
Yep, Danielle
and
Peck.
I think Luis lives in California but is from the UK. And then help a brother out, Nate. Who else is on there?
I don't want to misquote anybody's. I'm trying to look at their what countries everyone's affiliated with here versus who's actually.
Go to the women's rank page because it'll be in the top 25.
Is Carol?
Canada,
is Carol Mary Mack? Is she playing?
Oh, I think she's Vancouver. There you go.
Yep, she's
Yeah,
Canadian,
that's Canada.
and she is playing. Yep, there. I was just trying to go through who's actually in it versus. And then, yeah. So, good. Excellent. Well, if anybody wants the details on that, it's right now. It's on the front page of the IFAPinball.com page. That's good stuff. Excited about that. And there's money, man. Win money and trophies. And
and glory.
Glory and fame, of course. I think it'd be pretty cool to be known as the very first IFPA Women's World Champion.
Yeah, well, and actually someone pointed out on the comments of that it's actually not true. I actually forgot that the original IFPA ran a women's division back in the day.
Well, who won that?
I don't know. I'm gonna actually try to dig and then add it to our archives. But it existed back then.
Yeah,
so
wow.
We started. There were 4 years of IFPA World Championships before we negotiated the rights to the organization. So
interesting. Well, we'll have to follow up on that.
Yeah, if you look through the comments, it's there somewhere. Somebody posted. They have all the trophies and stuff. It was really cool to see the pictures of all that.
Excellent. Well, that's good stuff. Well, I'm excited about that. I hope that weekend goes really well for you. I'll be in Texas. So,
yeah, man. I'll be watching the stream when I can.
Yeah. Stream. Are you
guys end Saturday night and we go on Sunday, so I actually might be able to watch some.
Oh, good. Excellent. Okay, so moving on. We'll probably talk IFPA 13 next time.
Yeah, we can save it. We can do that. We can talk Epstein Cup because I don't know who's on the teams yet. I got to figure that out. It's busy. And it's busy at Raw Thrills, busy IFPA stuff.
All right, well, let's jump around a little bit. Let's talk Raw Thrills, and let's talk leaks. You brought up leaks earlier. Today, last couple of days, and actually for the last few weeks, we've been seeing some leaked information on a upcoming Stern game. It's no secret. Ghostbusters stuff has been leaked around.
Yeah, that blew up.
It kind of blew up, and I think it's actually kind of silly that there's some people who have this crazy assumption that, they're doing this on purpose. This is
There's no way.
There's no way. No chance.
0% chance.
So talk to me about your life at Raw Thrills when you guys are working on games that are, licensed intellectual property, and what leaks you might have gone through and what that's like internally, and how does it happen, and what are the effects of that?
It's similar. The arcade world has a very similar, group of people that are looking to get scoops wherever they can. And I know that Arcade Heroes is a big website that we actually, we work a lot with those guys in terms of actually giving them legit information. And there's been times that they have posted stuff that we've had to, come back and be like, guys, we can't have, Universal seeing this yet or Fox seeing this yet or whatever. And with us, it's a little different than Stern or most of the pinball companies because we test our games extremely early because we have no home market. So we need to make sure our games earn a ton of money. And the only way we do that is by getting months and months of test and changing game features and changing rules or whatever. So it can hit the cash box the best.
So are you testing live on location?
We are. So we'll take And unlike pinball, like each of our games have like a unique designed cabinet.
Yep.
So originally our Jurassic Park game went out, easily a year before we ended up going into production, and we just threw it in another Gun Games cabinet. And then we get there's like pictures, all over the internet of like, this is our new game and blah blah blah. And it's like, that's not our new game. It's we're engineering a completely different cabinet, and it just from like the PR side of trying to, pull the cover off the game and show your customers this amazing thing, it totally ruins that opportunity to be able to like show the game in the best light that you can. And that happened with our Batman game too. Someone on the production line, when we were building, we do like a sample run first.
Yep.
And there was a picture that got leaked in like the locked office of our contract manufacturer where we build like these proto games. And it was like some dude who was like, hey, I'm working on this really cool game. It gets forward, it's like six degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon.
Yep.
And like eventually it ends up in, we see Arcade Heroes of like, new racing game. Oh my God. And it's like this dingy picture of like a game facing the wrong way in a corner of a room. And it's just like, it's awful. And that's everyone's first impression for our customers that are like following along and seeing this, the players too that see it. And it's like, yeah, that's interesting. So it sucks. It really sucks.
That was my whole thing, is to think that Stern, being the largest company in pinball, would want somebody's first impression of any game to be an unpopulated Whitewood with, I mean, just no way. It's just part of the whole.
No, and who knows what's going to change? I mean, we've shown games and on test, and then we take features out because like we don't feel like it's worth the price adding to the BOM. And we don't like seeing if like our cabinet like glowed in the dark or something, and then we decided to scrap it. That there's months of these people talking about the fact that we have this glow in the dark cabinet that's amazing, and then we don't ship with it, and now we're dicks.
Yeah, you're just cutting costs. You're just cutting costs.
Right. Accountants, man.
That's another thing too. Is I saw some stuff about like, oh, they're just cutting costs, and it's like, well, sometimes you have to cut costs on things.
Yeah, cutting costs is great. So I deal with all of our game budgets at Raw. Cutting costs on project development is great, and cutting costs on the BOM is great because it lowers your break even and allows you to make more money to then reinvest and make more games. It's amazing how business works.
Yeah.
And for us, we have bill of material targets to hit, and for us, it's always about, we try to cut our corners where the player playing the game won't notice. So we try to do it, inside the box. We have like inside the box changes and outside the box changes. And pinballs, gets caught because, it's in the home. So when somebody's irritated about, the latch bars or whatever, a casual person for coin op doesn't care because he's just stepping up to play.
And putting his money in and then leaving.
If I can save $5 and put those $5 back into the playfield, and I guess the argument is, are they pocketing the $5 or are they putting it back in the playfield? And it's probably a mix. They might. They're definitely budget conscious. That I'm sure those designers are working as maximum as they can to get as much as they can in there. And anytime you can sacrifice something on the inside, for us, if we can lower the video card down from like $130 video card down to a $100 video card for our game, that's like $30 that we can add in lighting to the cabinet. It allows us to do things that make the game a lot flashier to the audience.
Sure. One thing you guys don't have that Stern and some of the other companies following this limited edition model run into is they then put out the original version with no corners cut in some regards. So you do get that comparison that I'm sure at Raw Thrills just never happens because you're shipping one version of the game.
We sometimes will have like our deluxe version and then like a smaller footprint version, but it's a completely different engineered game. So it's definitely different. But we do have like the $12,000 version and the $7,000 version.
What is the current game that Raw Thrills is selling? Like what's hot right now?
Hot is MotoGP.
MotoGP. Very very full throttle.
It's a licensed version of Full Throttle.
Okay.
We started shipping the last 2 weeks of December, and it's just been gangbusters for us.
So is this like a
wood.
sit on, like lean back and forth motorcycle type thing?
Yes, and the games you can play against other people across the internet on your game versus some other game on another location. And we actually, the mechanical engineers and the design team came up with this concept of we have 4 different cabinet colors for 4 different bikes, and we have 4 different bike colors. And it's really paid off to get our customers to buy a quad.
Oh,
Normally,
yeah.
driving games, they'll buy twins. And it was sort of just like this social experiment to see, if they'd be interested in doubling up their twins. And so far, there's been a lot of people taking 4, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's excellent. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for a
yes.
Raw Thrills MotoGP.
They have a twin at MotoGP at level 257, Nate, if you're ever in town.
So, level 257, Josh Sharp.
Level 257, I'm like leading the witness here.
I love it. That's why I love doing shows with you. I don't have to do anything. I just got to open my mouth for a few minutes. Okay, so level 257 is a barcade. It is for those of you familiar with a Dave & Buster's style environment, it is that crossed with a more upscale establishment feel, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Add in some bowling alleys, too. I thought it was neat that they had the small section of bowling alleys.
Yeah, and like on each side too. It's like 4 lanes on each side. It's a great vibe. I think it's a great vibe.
I thought it was fantastic. When I was in Chicago on business, and you invited me to come play in your Super League, and I thought
I did.
I was like, I don't want to play in your Super League, and you're like, oh, come on. So
I'm like, you're gonna play anyway,
and
whether you play or not, you're coming.
You have to get me to take selfies. So you started your version of a Super League, and this was in reaction, I think, sort of to the New York City Super League, and I think I don't know. Tell me why you started. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Why did I start it? Like, I don't know.
You're busy, dude. You got kids.
I am
you got a
busy.
wife. You starting pinball leagues? What are you doing?
The owner of Level 257, it's owned by Namco, so they're actually a pretty good customer of ours. And they had some pins on location, and he actually came in to visit us at the office to talk, Raw Thrill stuff. And he ended up, him and I started talking about pinball stuff, and, talked to him about how, we didn't have a falling out with GameWorks, but that things were definitely not as fantastic as they were before in terms of, the same games have been on location for 8 years, and the maintenance issues have obviously continued to be a thing. So I was looking to move our monthly tournament every Tuesday night, and talk to him about, would you be interested in having 30 dorks in once a month? And it was like, yeah, maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. And eventually he shot me back an email 3 weeks later, a month later. That was like, hey, you want to swing by? We could sit down and talk about maybe doing what the things you were talking about. And it was like, sure. I went over there and visited with him. And originally the plan was just to have that once a month meeting. And, that's great for one night of the cash box, but it's not great for the other 29 days of the month, 30 days of the month. So I talked with him, and knowing what, Francesco was doing in terms of having people playing all month long for this thing, the idea of what that would do to the cash box is amazing, because you have people playing all the time.
Yeah.
And talking to this guy, David, who's the owner, what was important to me was if they were interested in that concept of having, qualifying all the time, they were going to have to buy in as the people maintaining these games, that, a lot of things can happen to a game between January 1st and January 31st if you're not maintaining it. And, he wanted to give it a shot, and he thought his techs were up to the task of, making sure that everything was, set up and working and maintained properly. So we gave it a shot. And, the selfie thing sort of started with, the King of the Ring contest that we did for Stern.
Yes. Yeah.
Was a similar global contest where, the selfie got shot, and then we used that to promote on social media through Stern. And it worked pretty well. I think the winners have all gotten their stuff. Maybe not. but it did a lot for WWE, at least, in terms of getting it played in more tournaments and giving people something to do at any event that it was at. And so sort of combining that with, the Francesco concept of just having open qualifying all the time. And we gave it a shot. And you came pretty early in the month, too.
I did.
Like, I don't even know if I decided. That might have been the Facebook stuff in terms of, creating the group, which I think has turned out to be the best thing about it, is something I like. Even after it started, it didn't even occur to me. I just had these scores, and I'm like, it seems really weird that I'm the only person that can see these pictures, and I'm entering scores, and like, I don't know. I feel like I need to like show someone else in terms of just like logistically, like everyone should know what everyone's doing and that nobody's cheating and whatever. And so I quickly made a Facebook group and invited the people that were like in our league and anyone else in the Chicagoland area that would be interested. And that sort of made it a completely different vibe in terms of, God, what's the best way for me to describe it? I think, like, pinball's a really social game, right? Like, when you go out and when you're playing with someone and you're playing in a match, or you're playing, like, years ago at Expo when we're playing next to each other in the Classics line, there's just something social about standing around with people and playing.
Absolutely.
And it allowed, through the Facebook commentary, it allowed that to almost feel like it was happening, even though people weren't physically there. So
that's a great point. That's really the point.
I'm texting with Lyman. Like, Lyman is sending me, like, he dropped a $750 million on Adams in tournament mode with no extra balls.
Yeah, of course he did.
He was sending me texts, like, after each ball with pictures that he wasn't even submitting, but it literally felt like I was there with him. And I'm chatting with him, over text while his game's going on. And then he posts it, and I come up with some little quip to post it with, and then other people are chiming in about, oh my God, look at that score. And it's exactly what makes pinball so special in the real world, is a bunch of people standing around having a drink, playing games with each other. And it does as good a job as that virtually through social media.
There's a really good thing going on, because I did come pretty early on, and I remember I put up a score on one of the games, and I'm like, I don't know, man. And you're like, no, that's good. That's better than what I have. And I'm like, okay. And I sent you the selfie. Now, if I was actually in Chicago and could go back, I would get the peer pressure of seeing all these people pass me all month long, which I did get, but I can't just go run up there. But if I was local, I'd be back there every day trying to not look like I have the worst score on Miss Pac-Man. So I think that's brilliant, because it is going to drive people. What did it do to the earnings at Level 257 on pinball over the first month?
So we had, what's today? Is today Thursday?
Today is Thursday, February 4th.
All right. So we had our first final 2 days ago, and I think we had 41 people in the league for the month.
And you don't have to cap your league in this league's situation.
We don't.
Either.
No, come one, come all.
Yep.
Earnings, and they've been open since March, so they've had like whatever. It's almost a year's worth of standard earnings.
Yep.
It was up 60% for January over the average month.
There you go.
Of the 9 months before that.
I mean, that's huge.
Their tech, and this is also the important part of the Facebook group. The techs and the owner are in the Facebook group, and they're participating. I mean, it's unbelievable. I've been pretty blessed over the years to be able to like form really good relationships with the locations that I've started events at. So like, even in college, I ended up getting a job at the Union through talking with the tech there, and just in terms of like keeping the games going and doing what I could to help. And, with GameWorks back in the day when they had their old GM, it was a similar thing. We would talk all the time, and he'd, help give me access to be able to run stuff and do good things. And with this, I mean, it's pretty awesome to see that I'm now not the only interface with these, with the staff side. And, the tech, Kevin, is sitting there and trading comments with Lyman or, the other people in Chicago. And, it's really amazing. And the Level 257 guys are just blown away that we would, because we don't really play for much money. The registration fee is $5. Clearly, people are spending more playing the games than they are, the cash they can win.
Oh yeah.
And these guys don't get it. Like the text that they don't get it. And I'm like, I'm trying to explain to them how, what we want is just a place to be able to come out, hang out, have fun, and play pinball. And it's really hard to find that, at least in Chicago. Some of the other cities have it a little easier. But, the relationship that you can have with your location, and in terms of being able to ask for things and the location, I remember we had when you were there was no scoreboard, and I had asked them if they could put a monitor up that would just Carl D'Angelo has a link that would just show the standings and then auto refresh. And they were sort of like, well, who's going to provide the monitor? Are you going to provide the monitor, or you going to provide the computer? Are we providing this? We showed up to finals night, and they installed a monitor that had the standings on it.
Yeah, they saw the money coming in. They're like, yes.
Yeah. So, but that's what it's all about. The community, and this can't be only in Chicago. It has to be everywhere. The community will support things like this if they see the response from the location. And, Tony sees it up from the Coinbox podcast, sees it with his location all the time. He's engaged with his customers. And as I was telling the tech on Tuesday night, I'm like, Steve Epstein's always said it's a retail business, like any other retail business. And if you respect your customers and that respect comes back the other way, it's going to be good for business. And it has been so far.
Absolutely. I think it's great the way you're running on Facebook. I love that you're using Carl's, I think it's the neverdrains.com software. What does he call his software?
DTM, which always just makes me think DTF.
Drains Tournament Manager.
Which is completely not appropriate.
Not appropriate. Drains Tournament Manager. And how does somebody else get that? Do they just go to neverdrains.com, I think, and email Carl?
They email Carl.
I've been trying to get Carl on the show for weeks. I got to get that done.
Got to get him on. I think he emailed, and now Carl, who sacrifices so much of his time, emailed me with a list of he's sort of running with this Super League concept because he's had, since you brought it up on the last show, he's had people asking him about trying to set up the exact same thing. And, he messaged me about the potential of creating a portal for people to submit their own selfies and integrate it with Facebook and blah, blah, blah. It's amazing. The pinball community is amazing, man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, everyone lends their expertise to further the cause, and it's great.
All right, so who won month number 1 of the Super Selfie League at level 257?
You're gonna love this because I'm gonna set you up for the next topic. This is just perfect. So, the final, it was a Jersey Jack Pinball versus Stern Pinball final. It was Keith Johnson. It was the Programmer Delight final. Keith Johnson versus Lyman Sheets.
That's fantastic.
On a winner-take-all game of Gorgar. It's just perfect.
That's awesome.
Keith took it down.
Oh, that's really good.
Because I think Lyman might have been his 4th beer in by the time.
Excuses.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fantastic. The Gorgar game there seemed to haunt you all month.
Yeah, obviously I was playing it. I was hamming it up a little bit to keep the Facebook entertaining, but it certainly I played it that finals night, and I certainly took last in my group of 4 on it.
Oh boy, let's touch on Gorgar a little bit. It's one of, I think, it's a famous pinball machine. It was the first talking pinball machine. That's what everyone always says. And it had the heartbeat sound, which was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
How do you play Gorgar? What's your thoughts on Gorgar?
Don't ask me.
Don't ask John.
Pinball with the pros.
How should you play Gorgar?
Some Gorgar. Gorgar is interesting. There is a spinner that can be lit for 1,000 a spin, but it's actually a pretty brilliant rule. When your bonus is between 0 and 9,000, the spinner is not lit. And normally in most games, firepower. Once you light the spinner, it's lit forever, and it's a high value shot, so why not shoot it all the time?
Yep.
And on Gorgar, the spinner lights at 10,000 when your bonus hits 10,000, and it unlights when you reach 20,000. And with the way your spinner feeds the ABC lanes on the top, like you're going to be adding to your bonus. So it's only this limited window that you have, your super spinner available, which is pretty awesome. Or else, it would become a spinner all day game, and that wouldn't be as fun. So you can only sort of attack your spinner for so long, but then, if you've attacked it enough that you're past 20,000 in bonus.
Because when you hit through the spinner, you go up to the top lanes.
Yes. And if you've earned enough to get past 20,000 in bonus, suddenly trying to get your maximum multipliers becomes a pretty decent value proposition. So you start choosing to try to finish those lanes up there, which are not lane change, which can be frustrating if you keep too lit up there and you can't get through the damn C lane, Nate, like ever. But outside of that, I mean, it's been kind of funny to be chatting with Keith Johnson on like the various ways to play a 40-year-old game.
I love it. The deep rule set of Gorgar.
So like you can Shats the return lanes, the inlane return lanes. There's no ramps, Nate.
No,
There's no return
hold on.
lanes.
You said you can. You had me
Right.
trying to Shats. I actually cannot Shats those in lanes.
But there's these 4 spot targets around the bottom that say 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if you light all 4, it lights the pit for 50,000, which is a really high value shot. And like pretty much for like quality, like 300,000 is a really good game on it. So if you can get 1/6 of that value from one shot, that's a pretty good deal. And if you complete both in lanes, it's a D on the left and an E on the right. It spots your next number. So you could literally Shats, 4 sets and then light your pit for 50,000. Sometimes the right Shatsing the right in lane works really well on that one. Shatsing the left in lane works really well sometimes on that one, and sometimes it does not.
That's interesting.
The Keith Johnson is swearing by the center drop target bank all day strategy,
really?
Which I have not tried yet, but I will. I'm going to try that this month. Just messing around.
He did win the league in month 1.
He did. So if you complete the center bank, it gives you some points and lights a jet bumper, and then you do it again, it lights another jet bumper for 1,000 instead of 100. And then after you do it the third time, it lights all 3 jet bumpers, so they're 1,000 each for the rest of the ball. And then every target on that center bank is 5,000 each per target.
There's an insert right there. It says 5,000 when lit.
Yep. So that lights up, and you can go to town on that center bank. There's also the pinball. I actually was like looking up, since it's on the Pinball Arcade. I was looking up on the Pinball Arcade strategies of maybe not even pinball people, but video pinball people, and what their strategies were. And someone said that the easiest way to scoring points, and the strategy doesn't work in real life because pinball's real and it's not a simulation.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you complete both target banks to spell Gorgar,
yep,
it increases the left kick-out hole.
Okay, yeah.
And if you do it 3 times, you light extra ball and then it clears the value out. But if you do it 2 times, you can shoot the saucer for 15,000 and it doesn't reset.
So you can just keep doing that over and over.
I was reading these threads on the VP forums or whatever, the Pinball Arcade forums, of I'll just complete that. I'll light it for 15,000 and shoot the saucer for 4 hours. It's like, oh my god!
You can't do that in real life.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go do that. Maybe not 4 hours, but I could do that for 20 minutes. No, you cannot do that for 20 minutes on this Gorgar. The kickout's not that nice.
Not friendly. That's interesting.
But if it was friendly, it'd be a viable strategy. It turns out, there's plenty of ways to attack this 1978 game, and that's kind of fun.
79 game, thank you.
79
game. It's a birth
year. That was
year.
a good year for us.
I know that because it's a birth year game, and I'm always thinking I want a birth year game. Well, that's actually really good stuff. A little bit of strategy here. That's a Barry Arsler game, isn't it?
Sure, I have no idea.
You don't know. It is. I'm telling you. And sound by one Eugene Jarvis.
Hey,
you know that guy.
Josh,
Josh, that's our show for tonight. That's it. That's all. There's no more.
Is that it?
Well,
did we hit everything?
Dude, we hit everything. That's all of it.
That's thank God. Are we under an hour?
Yeah, we are. And guess what?
Oh,
guess what's special about this month?
Oh, yes.
Well, we'll do that in a second, but I'm going to play in your Super Selfie League again this month.
Are you going to show up back into town?
I'm going to come to Chicago. I got more business in Chicago. Yeah.
Get those selfies on.
And it'll be later in the month, too.
When we posted when I put your pictures up, it was like I remember getting like texts from people like, what the hell is Nate doing?
Why is Nate in Chicago? I know. Yeah, I had a few of those too because I was tagged in it. People were like, "Are you in Chicago?" I'm like, "I was yesterday for a few hours." But well, good stuff. Well, awesome. Thanks for coming back on the show. Looking forward to seeing you in Chicago. I hope it's not 4 degrees like it was last time I was there.
29 today. Beautiful.
I can take 29. 4, not so much.
Yeah. 4 is even. Yeah, 4. And I want to go visit you in San Diego for a week when it's 4.
59 today, baby. 59.
That's cold, right?
It's been cold. It's been cold.
We used to go to Florida and visit my grandma, and it was 59, and you see everybody in like their winter coats.
Oh yeah, we're wearing coats. Absolutely, that's what we do. Awesome. Well, excellent. Good luck at your state championships. Take it down. Don't let your brother beat you.
I'm going to try my best.
And Josh Sharp will be on an episode of Pinball with the Pros very soon. Very soon.
You're all of mine are not hitting the cutting room floor?
No. We got a double episode coming out. Double episode coming out.
God.
Josh Sharp in one of those episodes. So, very good. All
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, I'd like to thank Josh Sharp for coming on to the show once again. We try and do it monthly, close to monthly, whatever. Lots going on. Everyone's busy. Pinball's fun. Pinball's great. Good times. That's episode number 217 of Coast to Coast Pinball. Till next time, take care, be nice to each other, and play more pinball. Later. All right. So here's what's going on. I had this great idea a couple months ago when Ed Robertson was on the show last time, and he was making fun of the band Kiss, saying that Kiss was the kings of the single entendre. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I had Josh Sharp come on the show and have to guess if a lyric was either Kiss or Bare Naked Ladies? I thought that would be amusing. So we were going to do it, and then we forgot to do it last time Josh was on the show. Tonight we remembered, but yours truly screwed the whole thing up, and instead of going Kiss versus Bare Naked Ladies, I've got AC/DC on the mind, and we did AC/DC versus Bare Naked Ladies, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because the joke was that Ed was making fun of Kiss, and I was going to compare his lyrics to Kiss, but I screwed up, and I'm going to play it anyway. So, if you're still listening to the show, enjoy. Sorry, Ed. All right, Josh Sharp, welcome to our latest game show, really our only game show on Coast to Coast Pinball. This is called Whose Lyric Is It, AC/DC or Bare Naked Ladies? Are you ready to play?
God, no. Can I hang up? Or no?
No, you can't. You got to play. Okay.
I have to play. Okay, yeah.
So basically, I'm going to give you some lyrics and tell me which one is AC/DC. No, actually, I just want you to call out AC/DC or Bare Naked Ladies. I'm making the rules up as I go.
Is there going to be a game show thing for Ed? That like you'll have to figure something out.
Oh, there may be retribution.
There needs to be payback for like this embarrassment that's about to happen.
All right. It was love at first feel, love at first feel, love at first feel. I was touched with too much. AC/DC or Bare Naked Ladies?
We're gonna go Bare Naked Ladies.
That's AC/DC. That's actually AC/DC. Sorry, that is from the song "Love at First Feel" by AC/DC.
No way. Can you say it again?
Yeah.
Can you go to the...
Yeah. All right. Okay. So here we go. A friend bought me flowers. She said they were lilacs, but I've never been good with plants. Her next presentation, a new dictionary. She'd circled the word romance.
The chicken of China, the Chinese chicken, whatever. That has to be Bare Naked Ladies with those lyrics.
Correct.
Please.
That is Bare Naked Ladies.
Thank God.
Very good. Very good.
I'm like, that sounds like that's some awesome Ed stuff.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Let me get another one. Let me see.
I went to the bathroom. I loved to mow my lawn and eat a sandwich.
All right. I took a hatchet to the radio. I did it all for you. You could have written back. You could have said thank you. AC/DC or Bare Naked Ladies?
gonna go AC/DC.
That's Bare Naked Ladies. That's actually Bare Naked Ladies. That's in Straw Hat and Old Dirty Hank.
What year is that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
96.
To be fair
96.
to Ed, I went to college in '97, so I was like, I'm Brian Wilson, and like,
well, this was like
newer.
This is like a couple years before that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Like,
Brian Wilson was like 92, right?
Well, Brian Wilson and If I Had $1 Million were like played at nauseum in like my dorm, and then I ran with them through when they hit it with the 1 week and that stage.
Yeah.
And now back with the Silver Ball stage. Anything pre like college indie popular Bare Naked Ladies is gonna be really tough for me to know. But that's what makes the game so fun.
I'm not gonna make this easy for
you. Can you just do like a Brian Wilson line and then I can get it right?
That would not be any fun.
All right, go.
All right, here we go. What's my next one? Heavenly body flying across the sky. Superman was out of town. Come on, honey, gotta change your tune because it's a long way down.
Bare Naked Ladies.
AC/DC, you wrong again. What's Next to the Moon by AC/DC? Okay, here we go.
This is like I already knew I was going to be bad. This is worse than my low expectations of myself. It's like sitting in a dentist chair right now.
That's all right. They say that Jesus and mental health are just for those who can't help themselves, but what good is that when you live in hell on earth?
This is the reverse psychology game, Nate. Like, you want me to say AC/DC, so I'm not going to. I'm going to say Bare Naked Ladies.
You're right, Bare Naked Ladies.
Thank
God. You told me I was looking for the word hell in a song. I was. I found it.
I'm literally standing in front of my AC/DC pinball machine, hoping that will somehow help me out by looking at the songs on the jukebox.
That's not going to help you.
Help a brother out.
All right, I think I got 3 more. Here we go. Let me find this one. All right. All right. Every morning since I was born, it's been hard to look in the mirror and see my face for the horns.
Come on, man. This is just like a Nate Shivers psychology test. This is not about music. I'm going Bare Naked Ladies again. Come on.
Correct. Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes!
Blow in a China Shop, 2006. All right. Let's see. Oh, no, I can't use that song. Hold on, you'll know that one. That's too obvious. All right. Got myself a steady job, some responsibility, can't even feed my cat on Social Security.
AC/DC.
AC/DC, you got that one.
How about a War Machine? War Machine.
Well, I don't think I can use like Big Balls or Hell's Bells, really. I think that's probably not a great idea. All right, here we go. This one, tee this one up. Hold on. Who's your leader? Who's your man? Who will help fill your hand? Who's your friend? Who's your foe? Who's your Judas? You don't know.
Bare Naked Ladies.
AC/DC.
Damn it.
Yeah. Night of the Long Knives. I don't even know that song.
I have no idea what that song is.
All right, so this is the last one. All right.
Thank God. Do we even know what I'm batting right now?
No idea. Somebody
All
else.
right, you'll have to go back through and that'll be like Ed's batting percentage that he has to hit whenever you put him in this dentist chair.
All right.
You can do tournaments that I've won or not won.
Oh, I forgot I had email for you. We'll have to get to that next time. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me find my last one and make sure it still works after all of this. Out of everyone, I should have known how. Knots can come undone. I should have grown, but I was on the run, and the walls were crumbling, and I was tumbling.
AC/DC.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Damn it.
Yeah. Josh Sharp, thanks for playing Bare Naked Ladies or AC/DC lyrics here on Coast to Coast Pinball.